English news program in Azerbaycan Television with the most important events of the day. I'm your host, Seni. As we have already reported, on January 30th, President İlham visited the city of Gəncə.
The mechanism for implementing regional development programs in Azerbaijan is a continuation of qualitatively new course of progressive economic reforms of nationwide leader Heydər Əliyev by President İlham Əliyev. The three programs implemented since 2004 prove that the implementation of infrastructure projects in the shortest possible time is a reality. Success is also based on direct oversight over the process. Today, the implementation of the Regional Development Program for 2019-2023 continues. The trip to Gəncə is the third under this program and the 18th during the presidency of İlham Əliyev. When crossing the Shusha Bridge to the right bank of the Gəncə River, a facility that meets the most modern requirements and in general occupying a special place in the architecture and cultural life of the city is visible. The President's philosophy related to regional development includes all components, social, economic and cultural. In the new building of the theatre, the technical conditions for showing the production have been created. All the nuances of the preparation of the creative team have been taken into account. The Gəncə State Drama Theatre, founded in Baku in 1921, moved to Gəncə in December 1932, where it continued its activities. It was here that such prominent theatrical figures as İsmail Talıblı, Ələsgər Ələkbərov, Ağa Sadıq Gərəybəyli, Ağa Hüseyn Cavadov, Mehdi Məmmədov, Kazım Ziya, Fatma Qədri, Əmir Dadaşlı and Rəmziyə Veysəlova started their works. The history of the theatre can be found in the Museum of Two Halls, which showcases 135 exhibits and paintings. Being the 22nd in the country and the second in Gəncə, the Hasan Xidmət Center covers the city of Gəncə, Şəmkir, Gədəbəy, Göygöl, Goranboy, Samux, Naftalan, Kəlbəcər and Xocalı regions with a total population of about 1 million people. However, the center will operate without territorial restrictions. The center will provide citizens with more than 320 services from various government agencies as well as private companies and enterprises. As for the number and composition of employees, in general, 208 people will work here and 40 people in the Hasan Xidmət Center, mostly members of martyr families, veterans of war and volunteers. One of the important components of the Hasan Xidmət concept is volunteers. So far, more than 28,000 young volunteers have joined the process. They have delivered over 3,000 trainings and over 700 projects. More than 2,700 volunteers were employed through the Hasan Kadr portal. From the first days of its activity, Hasan distinguished itself by the level of satisfaction of citizens with its work. To date, the centers have received about 50 million applications from more than 710,000 citizens. The level of satisfaction with the services provided is 99.5%. The next innovation is a mobile application through Hasan Kömək, which can be used by citizens traveling abroad if they need help, as well as in urgent cases and if evacuation is necessary. And through the information system, it will be possible to collect, analyze information in various areas, transfer it to other state information systems, and provide reporting for the relevant structures. The concept of Hasan, the intellectual brand of Azerbaijan, is also included in the export basket. The agency's specialists conduct trainings in various countries, and cooperation with international organizations is deepening. One of the main points that ensure the successful implementation of state programs is the President's visual acquaintance with the process of construction of infrastructure facilities. One can analyze the scale of the work done in about a year and a half. On June 24, 2020, the President got acquainted with the progress of construction work and gave relevant instructions. It should be noted that the two-story sports palace will have a big gym, a swimming pool, a venue for holding international tournaments, a chess, wrestling, boxing school, and etc. The next project implemented within the framework of the 4th Regional Development Program is the Gəncə Locomotive Depot. The new depot will carry out maintenance and repair of electric locomotives running on alternating current. Like the Bilajari locomotive depot, which was inaugurated in November 2021, the Ganja depot was built with joint funding from the Azerbaijani government and the French Development Agency. The main repair area has a two-story platform that allows for the simultaneous maintenance of 6 locomotives. The new depot is able to service all ordered AC locomotives without interruption. It is expected that 75 people will be provided with jobs in the new depot. The operation of the Ganja locomotive depot will save energy resources, reduce costs, optimize repair and maintenance, increase operational reliability, and ensure uninterrupted transportation. Ganja, a city that during the Patriotic War was repeatedly attacked by the Armenian armed forces on October 4th, October 5th, October 8th, October 11th, and October 17th from Tochka U, Smerch, Scud, and other missile systems. As a result, 26 civilians were killed, including 6 children, and 142 civilians, including 31 children, received various injuries. The use of banned cluster bombs outside the conflict zone was contrary to international law, including the Geneva Convention and its additional protocols ratified by Armenia in 1993, as well as the Moral Code of War and any moral standards. The exact definition of this is sneaky attack. Since the first day of the war, Azerbaijan has never opened fire on the civilian population, only neutralized legitimate military facilities, taking revenge on the battlefield. The memory of the civilians who died as a result of the Armenian missile attacks is honored by everyone who visits this territory. Then President Ilham Aliyev gave an interview to Azertaj State News Agency. The head of state dwelled on the large-scale work aimed at the further development of Ganja, ongoing infrastructure projects, touched upon the construction work in the Ganja Sports Palace, the opening of the locomotive depot of the Azerbaijan Railways Closed Joint Stock Company, and the laying of the foundation of the Ganja Memorial Complex. President Ilham Aliyev in particular noted that during the Second Karabakh War, Ganja was repeatedly bombarded by the criminal Armenian army. Children, women, the elderly who became victims of the Armenian fascism died. But the Azerbaijani army did not resort to such crimes during the war. We fought the war with dignity. We defeated Armenian fascism and must swear that it never raises its head again. The head of state also dwelled about the halting of the demonstration of the film about Hitler's accomplice, the Armenian fascist Galagin Njday in Russia, who killed innocent Azerbaijanis and then soldiers and officers of the Soviet army during World War II, noted that the monument to Njday in Yerevan is a propaganda of fascism, recalled that he had repeatedly raised in his speeches the issue of the inadmissibility of glorifying the Nazis, once again stressed that fascism should not be allowed to raise its head, and attempts to distort the history of World War II must be stopped.
Body of a serviceman, First Lieutenant Fuad Bagırov, who lost his way due to a sudden change in weather conditions and a blizzard in the Alagürler area of Kelbecer district, was found. As a result of search and rescue activities, with the involvement of personnel and special equipment of the units of the Azerbaijan Army stationed in the Kelbecer region, as well as employees of the Ministry of Emergency Relations, body of a serviceman was found on January 31st at about 12:30 p.m. and evacuated from the territory in the appropriate manner. Special attention is paid to the organization of service combat activities in the newly established Land Forces operational military units. The conditions established in the commando military units allow to conduct intensive training exercises with the commandos at a high level in accordance with the combat training plan. Taking into account the experience gained in the patriotic war, a high level of combat readiness and improvement of practical skills of the commandos is ensured with the participation of Turkish officers. During the trainings held under the conditions adapted to real combat conditions, commandos perform redeployment in areas with harsh terrain by military helicopters. Made to schedule of bus trips to the liberated territories of Azerbaijan. According to the Ministry of Digital Development and Transport, through analysis it was determined that there is a huge demand for the Baku-Shusha-Baku route. Accordingly, a decision to commission an additional trip for this route was adopted. From February 16th, the bus route Baku-Shusha-Baku will be operated not 2, but 3 times a week. One of the important changes is the removal of the restriction on single trips introduced at the first stage, taking into account the large number of requests from citizens. From now on, citizens can travel in any direction without any restrictions. It should be noted that since January 24th, Azerbaijan has been running regular bus trips to the cities of Shusha and Aghdam, which are of great historical significance and are highly valued by the Azerbaijani people from cultural and spiritual perspective. To date, 12 rides to Shusha and Aghdam have been successfully completed, and a total of more than 1,100 tickets have been purchased for these relevant destinations. That was all for today. Thank you for being with us, and see you next time.